I took a course on trading pesos because I wasn't able to get my books to sell. But that's the reason why I'm going to hit today what I wish I knew before self-publishing. This is Chris Baird from selfpublishingmadeeasynow.com, where self-publishing doesn't have to be so hard. So the thing is, it was the year 2015, and I had a lot of ideas on my mind, and I was thinking maybe I should actually self-publish a book. Because based upon all of the ideas and the things I had heard about Kindle and Amazon, the Amazon Kindle Gold Rush and all of this, it was very exciting. And I was thinking maybe if I put my books onto the market, I could get them to sell. The problem was something was broken because these books were simply not selling. Well, what got me started originally was my brother had actually put a book on there, and one of my friends from high school had put a book on Amazon and had seen some success with regards to sales on Amazon. And I was thinking, look, I have a lot of ideas in my mind, things I would love to write books about, but I had never bothered to since I didn't figure, well, a major publisher, I don't know if I have time to really go through all of the things that are necessary in order to get it going. But that was the thing that hit me, was with Amazon, you can still go about doing that. And if I didn't get these books into the world, well, then I'd have no way of sharing them with thousands of people who have gone through these books since the time I published them. But I began to wonder if maybe I had missed the Kindle Gold Rush, which I had heard about in 2013, 2014 time period. Well, the first thing, so I published my very first book, and I did everything right that at least what I thought was right, but I still wasn't seeing any sales. So then I went about and I have a whole bunch of ideas. So I published a second and even a third book. I even switched genres as I was going, because after all, maybe it was the genre I was publishing in that was the problem. And I still saw some sales. One of them even became a bestseller for a little bit, but then it dropped off afterwards. And so I was still trying to figure out and how to crack this particular code. And I began to think maybe it's not possible because I've already missed the boat on the Amazon Gold Rush, and so therefore I need to try something else. So I stopped everything and I took a course on the side on how to trade pesos. I think it was Mexican pesos, because there was like a bubble method or something like that, and they had these graphs and charts. It was very confusing, and I didn't really believe the method anyways. I thought they were just guessing, which they actually were in this case. And it was about this time that a friend of mine from the Netherlands was suggesting a particular thing, which was, he said, "Hey Chris, sign up for this course," which was like, I think it was like $40 or something, on Amazon ads, which I was thinking, ads? Why would I run ads? I'm not getting sales anyway, so what difference would it make if I send cold traffic to my books? You know, so what difference would it make? Well, I took the course, and what happened was I started seeing these sales coming in. And in addition, based upon the money that was coming from as a result of the Amazon ads that I had been running, I then took a much more expensive course and started going through that process and learning a bunch of other tricks. Since that point, I've been through lots and lots of courses and watched tons of videos, and some of the courses contradict each other, and some of the people that I follow come into this and leave this, and some of them suggest some strategies that will get your account banned, and others suggest strategies that I still use to this very day. So I make sure that I follow the right strategies, as opposed to a lot of the fake gurus who will tell you to do things which are in violation of Amazon's own rules, and that can get you into serious trouble. But there were a number of things that came through loud and clear, because as I was going through the process, the first one is don't go it alone. You're not going to guess the right strategies for Amazon. It's just never going to happen. You have this idea that you can just write a book and you can put it on the market and that this thing is going to sell, and that's a complete mistake. It's never going to happen. The second thing is there's a steep learning curve. There's too many things to learn, and so therefore you're going to want to learn only one thing at a time. Move slowly. Don't worry about mastering everything. Just ask yourself, is what I'm doing now better than what I did yesterday? Can I improve one area of what I'm doing on the self-publishing process? The other thing was just slowly implementing the new strategies with each book. If they're simple enough, you can go back and do it to the previous books, but do not pull all your books off the market each time and then re-put them back on. There's no need to do that. Just simply make improvements as you go, and you won't have an issue. You'll slowly start to see things improving over time. And the final thing was optimizing your book is the top priority. That was getting the first of all, that you're in the correct niche, which is defined by the keywords that you're using around this particular thing. If you're in the wrong niche completely, it's going to be a lot harder for you. It's still not impossible to get sales on your book, but if you're in the right niche, you're going to start seeing some amazing sales coming through your thing. And that also comes back to having the right cover and the right title and subtitle for your book. This alone will generate sales regardless. And that was one of the reasons why over time I developed a checklist that I've used for my 200 plus books, and I give to all of my students, which you also can grab for free below in the description, my absolutely free self-publishing checklist. Or if you need help looking at where you're at regarding the checklist, you can just book a free discovery session with me, and we can talk about everything I've learned. I'll apply it directly to your thing, and I continue to learn. I do sessions with people all week long, different sessions throughout the week. We see similar problems, and I can guarantee you the problems that you're facing are going to be very similar to the problems of the other students that I've had over the years. But finally, I reached the final thing, which is I wasn't getting those sales, right? And so I put everything into action that I found. I discovered I wanted to test it out with new niches that were profitable niches, high profitability niches. And so I tried this particular strategy using pen names that were isolated to specific niches. And the end result was, well, I saw some of my books earning $1,000 a month each. It was unbelievable. And that's when I became a true believer in this idea that if you're in the right keyword or right sub-niche on Amazon, and you're pushing books out there that look and feel like the best sellers in that niche, and you're running ads to them and running perhaps content marketing, we're going to see sales coming through on those books. You're going to earn your money back very quickly on what's going on there. And even if you're in the wrong niche, it's still okay, but you're going to need to produce more books, and you're going to need to definitely make sure that your books are optimized for that. I just had a session with somebody yesterday, and that was exactly the thing that we were looking at with regards to their book, was making sure that even though they weren't in a perfect niche, that they were still able to optimize for their book. It was very profitable in terms of you can make a lot of money in the niche that they were in yesterday, or this guy from India that I was coaching. But the thing is that there were too many books in that market. So it makes it very difficult to compete with the best sellers and the hundreds of, well, actually not hundreds, 60,000 books or 30,000 books that were in that specific market that he was in. And that's one of the reasons why it's important to learn the very steps in how to go about doing this entire process in terms of self-publishing. So if you want to learn more about how to self-publish your book, a step-by-step in 2022, just check up above me here, and I'll see you over there. Thanks.